Hi, my name's Nels Tim, and what you're about to hear can be very upsetting. I'll be explaining the truth about atheism, Darwinism, and why they don't make sense. The first thing that doesn't make sense is why atheists don't practice what they preach. And what do they preach? Darwinian evolution. To understand Darwinism, you must understand two of its basic principles. The first is natural selection, also known as the survival of the fittest. This is where the stronger animal kills the unfit or the genetically defective animal. And this is how mankind came to be, according to Darwin's theory. Next, you need to ask yourself, who determines who is unfit or genetically defective? And what do you do with them? To answer this question, you can look up Hitler's list on who he felt was unfit and genetically defective and see what he did with them. Or you can look up America's history on eugenics and see who was considered unfit or genetically defective and how they were treated. The next principle deals with reproduction. The theory goes, the fittest male impregnates numerous females, thus, hopefully, producing genetically superior offspring. Now you have to ask yourself, what happens when a female doesn't want to be impregnated? Do you rape her? Read these two books. The first book is called Born to Rape. The next book is The Natural History of Rape, a Biological Basis of Sexual Coercion by Thornhill and Palmer. He also wrote the first book. Now you need to ask yourself, is murder and rape right or wrong according to Darwin's theory? After all, man is nothing more than an animal, and you don't see animals crying rape or murder, do you? Knowing this, why would anyone want to promote Darwinism? Yet in February 2009, most colleges and universities celebrated his birthday. So, what do some of our educators have to say about his theory? In April 2008, Professor Neil Steuben from the University of Chicago lectured at the University of Utah on how fish evolved to walk on land. At the end of the seminar, he was asked by an audience participant, why isn't mankind evolving anymore? He answered, because we have stopped it, because of medical advancements. Now, would he prefer to stop medical advancements in favor of Darwinism? I hope not. What do you think? Here's another example of Darwinian devotees. There were two medical directors talking about evolution and how society would benefit if they just left it up to evolution and let it work the way it was intended. Just let the genetically defective die instead of having them pass on their defective genes to others. I wonder how many people think this way. Also, how about the Columbine high school shootings where one of the killers, Eric Harris, wore his Darwinian t-shirt that read, natural selection, and this is how they felt would justify their killing spree. Most other school shootings were based on Hitler's theory, or the Darwinian theory of survival of the fittest also. So the question is, why hasn't our schools spoken out against his philosophy? Now, see if this makes any sense. If a Darwinist wants to be honest about his beliefs or her beliefs, they need to support his theory, right? Therefore, they should stop seeing doctors or going to hospitals, reject police protection, and never file a complaint against any injustices done to them. This would allow Darwin's theory to work the way it was intended, right? Lastly, I don't understand why Darwinists blame Christians for interfering with his theory. For some unknown reason, they dislike Christianity so much that they would like to imprison parents for teaching their children Christianity. What I don't understand is what is wrong with Christianity. Is it because of the morals it teaches? Is it because of the healing and the caring of the sick, the unfit, or the genetically defective? Or is it because it can transform a life of immorality to a moral life? What is it? I would like to know. You can contact me at